3, 2, 1, go. Hey guys, Ryan New on Stock of Commentary. This could be the winner's match in Group H of the round 32 in the Nate MSL. We have Ruby facing off against JangBi. On Fighting Spirit, we're going to have Ruby at the low right-hand position, 5 o'clock as the purple Terran. And that means we're going to have JangBi at the lower left-hand position as the protoss player, playing in a huge, thick old coat in teal. Fighting Spirit, oh man, this has got to be exactly what JangBi wanted. It's got to be a dream come true for him, really, that Ruby beat Effort. Because if he had facing off against Effort, he would have been in trouble. And, playing his worst matchup up against a player that's very, very strong, Zerg, one of the best at the moment. Instead, he gets Ruby, who is a TVZ specialist, is only 40% of this matchup, and he gets to play against a Terran, which is JangBi's best matchup by far. He's at 68%. Statistically speaking, I believe he is the best PvT player in the world. In Korea, that means in the world. So, Ruby just has to pull out something crazy, I think. Just has to pull out some amazing play to get the win in this matchup. I'm not seeing how he can really do it in any other fashion. JangBi's PvT is so insanely strong. His Arbiter play is absolutely magnificent. He mixes up High Templars so crazily. He can I've seen him storm just gigantic tank lines, several rows of tank lines almost in a row, and that just gives him the game. Of course, he just all the staples. He's actually, interestingly enough, actually going to run with a probe across. Probably to start off, going through the middle, probably peek at some cheese, and then actually run to the upper left-hand position. Yeah, expecting a little bit of cheese. There's some buildable areas there. But because, especially he knows that Ruby's, he's not up to snuff. He knows that he can beat Ruby in a straight-up game. So he knows he has to play a little bit careful. Both players just playing standard to start off with. Gateway in a simulator, the quick Seminators core coming in from JangBi. He's going to start getting his gas going. Ruby on the opposite side has refinery up. Still waiting for his first racks. Should be adding his supply depot alongside. Actually, no, not going to do that. Actually, just force another SCV to start continue building the racks. While he sends another SCV to scout. Actually, going to scout to the upper right-hand position. So both players getting the wrong scouts off. Going to see where they actually spot each other. Both of them going for the upper right. That might actually pull Ruby off a little bit. We're going to see what happens. But yeah, Ruby really has to play at his best. And even at his best, he might still lose. Because JangBi's PvT, even if he's kind of fallen from grace lately, particularly because of his PvP and PvZ, really has been forced to play those matchups a lot. Not really playing at the best of that. But his PvT is just something that I'm not seeing. You don't take such significant damage to your best matchup. It's still at a very high level, still very strong, and I still think he can play a significant high level in that. Is meanwhile just going to produce one single Marine to hold that probe off. Probe is going to be forced back, not going to be able to go up the ramp, not going to be able to get the scout. I don't really think that Ruby's going to be able to get the scout in JangBi either, who is actually going for the Citadel of Adun to start things off. No observatory into expansion for JangBi. He's actually going to play aggressive off one base to start things off, and I think Ruby's actually, he's going to build a command center here and float it up into the natural expansion. Not really building much in the way of forces, just one single Marine, and waiting for his machine shop to come up. Most likely going to build up a Vulture alongside. Very quick Templar Archives coming in here for JangBi. He's playing very aggressive and only has one single Zealot produced so far, so I'm wondering whether this is actually going to be a DT rush for him. And, of course, if Ruby doesn't get any sort of detection going, this will be absolutely horrible for him. He's not going to be able to cope with this in any way at all if there are indeed DTs coming out, unless he has an Academy or an eBay, and both actually put down anytime soon. SCV not going to be able to go by, especially now with that Zealot and the Dragoon both blocking. JangBi is indeed going for DT rush. This, preventing the scout is exactly what he wanted to do. But at the very least, Ruby's going to spot. There's no expansion coming up. No quick expansion from JangBi. If this were an observatory into expansion, it would be coming up fairly soon. At about this time, the Natural Expo would be coming down for the Protoss. Not this very second, but fairly soon. Dragoon, meanwhile, just going to go and start putting a little bit of pressure up, and only with one single Marine up. Okay, tank first, never mind the Vulture. Actually going to go for tank first, getting a machine shop, just get the tank first alongside getting an Engineering Bay. The Dragoon also going to be forced back, and JangBi now getting his Natural Expansion. And the first DT is already out, so for Ruby now it's critical. He has that eBay up. He should be able to get his turret up, but he really has to build inside his main right now. I'm not sure if Ruby has this red in any fashion. He did sneak at a CV scout a little bit to the north, so he's going to come down, at least spot the natural expansion, and I still don't think he's going to be able to sneak inside of the base. A turret is being built right close to the entrance. There are a couple of tanks as well. Turret being built at the natural expansion as well. This just seconds from now, he's going to be able to spot this. I think he's going to have some turrets. So 2 tanks actually blocking the ramp. So this DT, meanwhile, going to go in, going to pick that off. Tanks are going to block off the ramp, though, so no chance. They're going to cancel the turret to plop down that Rax, and a couple of Dragoons actually moving in as well. So I actually found he's not really committing. He still only has, I think, 1 gateway. Just built 1 single DT to put on some pressure. Goons coming in alongside. Ruby is committing to his natural expansion. Need this natural X, but not really enough forces to threaten it heavily. SCV still building a turret there, and the DT not really coming in to pick that off. CV, gonna die before it really managed to do anything. And no mobile detection for him, though, although I assume he is putting down Academy somewhere. Yeah, Academy is coming up, and a starport also. So the T has apparently been pushed out. There is siege mode now ready. That turret there, the natural expansion, is going to be built. Doesn't quite range the DT yet, so Ruby's still going to be forced to play careful. Second DT meanwhile coming in. He's going to wait for his scan. It's going to be a little while yet before he gets the scan up, but as soon as the scan is up, he's going to be able to clear this up fairly well. He has a siege tank there. He is going to plop down his command center. It is going to take a few hits, but there are going to be 2 siege tanks and the scan. There's actually a turret coming in there as well. He's just going to allow a couple of hits to come on, even adding in a comset station. And these DTs are going to be forced to pull back. Meanwhile, Ruby does manage to get his natural expansion going, so threat averted. This is exactly, he needs to play carefully, but he really needs to get a scan up to the upper left-hand corner instead of those base. JangBi added in gateways alongside his Arbiter Tribunal, so he's going very quick, Archon. So basically just an early DT rush that didn't really commit too heavily, to, then followed it up with very quick Arbiters. This is kind of best style of play, almost. Best really likes doing this against Terran. He's really kind of known for going very quick Arbiters, and this is 2 base Arbiters. JangBi just has natural expansion going right now. Very quick Arbiters, but if he manages to take advantage of this, it's going to be pretty good. Let's see. Ruby does have mobile detection. He does have a couple of turrets in places. Does have a starport up. But you're really going to need those scans. He really should be adding in, really hope for his sake that he's actually scanning that main, that upper left-hand corner in the main, spotting that tech. You know what, JangBi actually going to expand at the 6 o'clock, but if Ruby does not get the scan off, he's could be a little bit of trouble, because if he doesn't get a read that the Arbiters are coming in, he's going to be in a lot of trouble. He needs some more turrets around his bases. Meanwhile, just moving out with Vultures, picking off DTs with the use of scan. Those Vultures will help also. Mines so necessary. And apparently thinking of going for a Vulture drop, I think, here. But really, getting those mines out in the field when you have Arbiters that you're going to be facing off against is really important. JangBi, meanwhile, just going to be staying as he wants at the moment. Meanwhile, he's going to be able to expand the 6 o'clock fairly safely, and those Arbiters are really going to give him the semblance of control that he wants. I think that's a second or third. I think there's a 3rd factory being added in, and Vulture's not just being attacked by that 1 single DT just running around. Don't have mines yet, so they can't really plant down mines and take it out that way. Surround the Shimmer. 1 single dropship completed now, but nothing really else coming out. I'm wondering whether we'll be actually thinking of going for just a Vulture drop with those 6 Vultures. Does have speed on them, and he has mines now too. Actually getting scan off as well, picking off that DT. I'm not really even sure whether that was necessary. I think the mines might have actually picked him up. But the first Arbiter is ready now. It's not going to have any